In this session, we can see how to install Dockers in a Windows machine and how to build a image, how to push the image to Docker Hub, how to run the image. So we can see all those practical scenario in this session. So to install your Docker, you need to go to these two URLs. Like one is to install a Docker desktop, which will look like this. Okay, so you can manage the Docker images with the help of Docker desktop. The other one is to install the Docker in your Windows machine. So once you install, you should be seeing like after installing in the Windows command prompt, when you enter a Docker, you can see all the available arguments. Okay, so once you have it, okay, the next step is, okay, once you install the Docker, the next step is there is one small change we need to add um, to the Spring Boot application. The one we have to create this Docker file. Okay, so in the Docker file, what we are mentioning is, okay, we are telling like what is the JDK, where is my application jar file, okay, and what is the entry point, okay, what the Docker need to execute, right? So it need to execute the jar file using the Java command, and where my jar file name is app.jar, which I am going to create here, like copy this jar to this. So I'm going to create this jar file. I'm going to execute the Java command on this jar file. So these are the different things, okay, we have to tell in the Docker file. Normally we have all the environmental letter jar files here, and okay, once you install the Docker, and once you have your Docker file ready, okay, go back to the command prompt and run this build command, docker build -t, and you should be giving some name for your image, okay, and asking in which directory this image need to be built. Okay, so this is a command to create an image. Okay, once you give that one, okay, you will be seeing all these things. Okay, and at the end it will be telling like naming to Docker. Okay, so writing image, so it created the image and it creating the name. Okay, and you can see this image in your Docker desktop. Okay, also in the command prompt also we have your options to see what are the images, right? So here it is, right? Docker image ls will give what are the images available in this particular Docker. Okay, so I created an image and I verified that my image is created. Okay, now uh, I need to run this image, right? So how to run this image? So this is a command to run this image, where this -p is nothing but I'm mapping the in the default port is 8080. Okay, and like we can change the we can change the port, here telling that expose port, we can map some port here. Okay, so I need to take this port, okay, and I can map to any other port, okay, in to my controller. Okay, so so that is why I'm using the -p, okay, which is actually optional. Okay, if you want to map this port to any other port, then you can use -p. Okay, so docker run port number and give you image. Okay, that will, okay, I'm going to run my image. Okay, it is going to start. Once it's started, okay, and the log is not actually configured very good, otherwise you should be seeing the server started successfully. Okay, here, so once it is started, we can go back to the postman and we can send, so I mapped to 8010, right? The port is 8010. Okay, and to execute my controller, okay, so /demo /get employee and /some id. Okay, so that is what I am passing as an input, as a request, and I am getting a response. Okay, you see the status is 200k, and I think there is no value for this particular id in database, so I am getting an unknown. Okay, okay, on top of that, like what we also can do is we can create the image. Okay, so these are a comment. Okay, you can create an image, like give some tag name to the image, and you can push that image to a Docker hub. Okay, so you are basically trying to save your Docker image to some hub, okay, and from any environment, like from QC environment, you can just pull that image and you can run it, or from production environment, just go and pull that image and run it. Okay, that is the concept of the push and pull. Okay, creating a image. Okay, so the first step is create an image. The second step is push it to the Docker hub. Third one is like I'm in production, just to pull the image from the hub, and fourth one is just run the image. Okay, so these are different ways, different steps to create an image and run the image using the Docker. Next tool what we're going to see is the JIT. So we can see what is JIT, is how to install JIT, how to check in the files in JIT and all those stuff.